Welcome back. It's Wednesday, January 25th in the NBA. My three favorite picks are on the way. Let's recap yesterday, though. A 2-in-1 day. We'll certainly take that. RJ Barrett goes under. Kyle Kuzma goes over, just barely on the hook. Kind of caught a lot of people on the wrong side of that hook. I don't love to see that. And then LeBron James goes way over. We gave his under. Yeah, he went way over that. Either way, we'll take a 5-1 over the last 2 days. We will take that. And day one of our ladder challenge, hit. Cash pretty relatively sweat-free. We needed Kawhi to get 2 points in the fourth. Gets like 7. So we will certainly take that. If you are new, my name's Austin. Welcome back to the channel. You can go down below, hit that subscribe button if you're new. And today we might hit 100,000 subscribers, which is unreal. I can say all my thanks and appreciation to you guys, but maybe we'll save that for tomorrow's video if we can hit that today. And also, if you ever need any sportsbook sign-up bonuses, anything like that, all the stuff's down below in the description. There's still that free square for Joe Burrow live on PrizePicks. You can take advantage of that. Make sure you sign up using our code COS or the link below. You get that 100% deposit match. Now let's hop into our favorite plays. I'm going to start in probably one of the latest games. It's a guy that's on my shirt, Mr. Ja Morant. I like his over 27.5 points, minus 123 on Caesars. And honestly, I'd probably play this up to 29.5. I think Ja scores 30 points tonight. You don't understand why. Now, I'll put up all of his lines on the screen at the moment. As I record this a little bit around 8 a.m. Eastern time, we see a lot of different books at 27.5, a couple at 28.5, and I imagine this line ends at least at 28.5, potentially even 29.5 by game time, which is like 10 p.m. on ESPN. Now, you look at Morant, he's got last game off, so he's an extra day of rest compared to his teammates, but he's also under this line in 3 straight. Now, he took on the Cleveland Cavaliers, great defense, team that doesn't give up a lot of points in the paint. Took on the Lakers, shot like 9 for 29 in that game, really poor shooting. And then against Phoenix, he did not get it either. Now, this is a big-time game on ESPN against the Warriors. Now, something tells me Mr. Morant's going to show up, especially after getting a day off. And Desmond Bane, his running mate, hasn't really played well against the Warriors in his career, so maybe Morant has to step up a little bit more on the offensive side. And we know Morant and the Grizzlies have beef with the Warriors. I mean, obviously, remember their playoff series last year when the Grizzlies got knocked out by the Warriors. They're always chirping at each other, which is why I think Morant turns it up an extra notch against his team. And this game means a little bit more than a game against like the San Antonio Spurs on a Wednesday. No offense, Spurs fans. You understand this year. Now, you look at these two teams played again on Christmas Day. Morant scored 36 points in that game, but he's also hit this over in 3 of his last 4 against them, not even including the postseason when he was crushing this line, but 21, 29, 30, and 36 points in his last 4 regular season against the Warriors. And the Grizzlies are a little bit shorthanded. Steven Adams is out, and then we see John Conchar, a guy off the bench, also out. Now, both those two guys don't really affect Morant's minutes, but maybe they lead to more of a guard-centric lineup. We see Morant maybe play a couple extra minutes, and I expect this game to be close. It's a high over-under. Spread's only like 2-3 points, so both these two teams very talented. I don't expect either of them. You could see a blowout here, but I don't expect it. It's on ESPN. Hopefully it's a close game. And if you look at what happened a couple games ago with the Warriors, they switched up their starting lineup, and they've played decently since then. But what did they do? They took out Kevon Looney, put in Jordan Poole, and while that gives them a lot of offense, the defensive side is a little bit lacking, because now you got Draymond Green as the starting center. And I love Draymond, one of the better defenders, in NBA history. He's been very, very good throughout his career. As a one-on-one defender, not necessarily the best rim protector, especially undersized. So Morant, a guy that's 3rd in the league in drives per game, he's going to be coming at the rim. We know how explosive he is. He can hang time. He can go up over anyone. He can hang in the air. Like, I love Draymond, but if he even gets into foul trouble or even sniffs foul trouble, it's going to be tough for him. So I think Josh is going to drive to the hoop, and if he's being aggressive, which I anticipate he's aggressive on the road, given he had a day off, I think he scores pretty well. We just saw Kyrie drop 38 on this Warriors team. We saw Darius Garland drop 31. If we can get, 20 or more field goal attempts from Morant, I think we have a good chance of hitting this. He's gone under in 3 straight. I don't think he makes that 4 straight. Give me Ja Morant over 27.5 points. I think he drops 30, maybe even more tonight. Let's move on to my second play. A guy that's getting a lot more press recently, and for good reason. This guy's been great. Mr. Alperen Sengun of the Houston Rockets, over 34.5 PRAs, minus 113 on FanDuel. Some of you out there were like, who the heck's this guy? And I understand, rightfully so. This is a young player for the Houston Rockets, but he's been playing very, very well. And if you're like Austin, I don't have a PRA line, points, rebounds, and assists. I lean his over in points and assists. Assists at 5.5, but way too juiced. Probably wouldn't take that. 10.5 rebounds, probably a pass from me, but I do think he could hit all of these lines today, and we're hoping he does. Now, you look at who the Rockets are going to be without. It's Mr. Kevin Porter Jr., their starting point guard, and that's been great because over the last 4 games, all of which Mr. KPJ has missed, you've seen Sengun step up 54, 42, 42, and 35 PRAs, hitting all the over in all 4 games. Now, you look at him, he's running the point guard position, he's playing more minutes. No surprise that he's going to hit the over, and finally they give him more minutes. That's always been a question mark for Sengun, and he can get into foul trouble, but hopefully he avoids it today. And, look at the last matchup. He barely scratched over this, but it was a tough matchup against Rudy Gobert. And you can say what you want about Rudy Gobert. He's a great rim protector, a guy that sits in the paint. that's where Sengun does majority of his damage, is scoring in the paint. It's not like he's shooting a lot of threes. I think he shot 1 or 2 threes the last 2 games. So he's getting to the paint, and that's where he's going to score. And against Rudy Gobert, yet he still hit the over. I like to see that, and he's played 35 or more minutes in all these 4 games. Now, today's matchup against the Wizards, pretty good one. They're down Kristaps Porzingis, so it leaves Daniel Gafford and Taj Gibson as their only remaining big men. Now, yesterday I was watching Kuzma, and the Wizards were giving up 22 points to Dwight Powell. Now, a lot of those were off feeds from his teammates, but the fact you can give up 22 to Dwight Powell, yeah, that's not great. Dwight Powell's not one of the most elite scoring big men that the NBA has to offer, and they give up 64 points to the paint. Like I said, that's where he does the majority of his damage, Sengun that is, and you remember earlier in December, if you've been watching these videos for a while, we were targeting centers against the Wizards, because just people that would go into the paint, they had tons of success. We saw them giving up 30 points to Ayton twice. Embiid was crushing them. Adebayo dropped 30 on him. You had Giannis dropping a 55 piece. If Sengun's aggressive, getting to the paint, doesn't get a lot of offensive fouls, he can easily score 20, 25 points tonight. Wouldn't surprise me. But he's also capable of chipping in 10 assists or 15 rebounds on any given night, which is why I take PRAs. We saw Jalen Green, obviously his running mate, drop 42 in his last game. I don't really think he has that great of a game back-to-back games. I think we see more of Sengun tonight. Give me his over, 34.5 PRAs. I'd play his over at 35.5. And if you need individual line points, is probably the way to go. Now, my third and final play, we'll talk about, I actually don't have any leans today, but we'll talk about the ladder challenge, then we'll get on out of here. Let's talk about this guy. It's our under of the day. It's Mr. Miles Turner. I like his under, 17.5 points, minus 118 on FanDuel. Now, you can play this at 16.5. Don't play it if it goes any lower. I don't think it's worth 15.5 unless they come out and say, Miles Turner's playing 10 minutes. Like, obviously take it, but that's not going to happen. So don't go any lower than 16.5, and I don't expect it drops below that. Now, let's talk about Turner, because I got a lot of things going against him that I really do like. Now, the first one, he attempted 21 shots last night, scored 26 points. Look, I love him. That's a season high in shot attempts, so I really don't expect him to attempt that many shot attempts again. I know Halliburton's out, and Nembhard could be out again, but 21 shot attempts, way more than he normally attempts. Normally we see guys like this shoot a ton one game. Normally the other guy's like, yo, dude, pass the ball my way. And they start shooting some more. Now, number 2, Pacers played last night, and now they have to travel on the road to Orlando. And while traveling from Indianapolis to Orlando, not necessarily too big, it is on the road, and that's what we like to see, and it's a back-to-back. Now, you look at Turner, played very, very poorly on the road this season. In fact, averaging only 14.6 points per game compared to 19.9 at home. So he's been pretty bad on the road, and now you got a back-to-back thrown in there. And look, Turner's under this in 14 of 20 road games. Now, Halliburton, like I said, is out, and he takes some shot attempts, but those are also guys that give him some good looks, so he's going to have tougher defense on him. And we've seen Turner and the Pacers play this Magic team twice this year. Turner kind of split. He scored 20 points in one game and scored 10 in the next, so going over and under both of those. And Turner, always liable for foul trouble. And at the end of the day, on 0 days rest, for a guy that is injury prone, we've seen Turner miss plenty of games over the last 3 years. I can't imagine the Pacers want to run him out there. They still have, playoff aspirations. They're still a good young team. Don't think they need to run Mr. Turner into the ground here. So if we see Turner play less than 30 minutes, we should be golden here. When he averages 20 to 29 minutes, he's averaging just 13.1 points per game. Now, he could obviously get above that, but I don't expect a big night from Turner. Give me his under, 17.5 points. Now, let's talk about, I don't have any leans up, but I did want to look at something in that Raptors-Kings game and also the Jazz-Blazers game. Should be a lot of points in those games. The line just felt pretty sharp. I considered Anthony Simons under, but I knew a lot of people would not like that. But wouldn't be surprised if Anthony lays an egg. Now, let's talk about the ladder, though. We're going to day 2. We'd love to see that. Now, technically, day 1 didn't cash at the full value. Jimmy Butler did not play, but Mobley, Kawhi, and Kuzma all get it done. I think we turned $10 into like $18.21. I'm just going to round up to $20. You can obviously still stick with your 17 or 18, wherever you're at. Depends on your bankroll. Stick with whatever you got, but I'll round it up to 20 because kind of need it I have OCD and I need these videos to look good for TikTok and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, I did look at DeJounte Murray, 15 plus points. He'll probably be in there. Franz Wagner or Paolo Banchero, 15 plus. I hate the Magic, but both those two guys are very consistent, getting at least 15. They don't necessarily always hit the regular lines, but 15 plus is normally pretty good for them. And then if you guys have any good ladder legs, let me know. I had never heard of Evan Mobley, 6 plus rebounds yesterday, and I found that one on my own, so I'm sure you guys can find a ton on your own as well. Send them my way. If they got great hit rates and they're not like minus 12,000, send them my way and maybe they'll make it into there. So, of course, it's time to shout out some COS All-Stars and cue the bad music. I don't have any bad music going on, but the bad news. You guys, we have a good problem. You guys had so many new All-Stars that I physically can't say all of them in one video. So if you are a new All-Star, you're like, I really need my shout out, you might be a day or 2 or maybe even 3 delayed. There were so many All-Stars, I can't even count them. So we're going to start Like today I got 200 on my list, and that wasn't even half of the list. So I appreciate you guys. It's a great problem to have. But if your name isn't on this list tomorrow, don't worry, I didn't forget about you. I'll try to get you in tomorrow's video, and we'll keep shouting out all the All-Stars until I catch up to the list. And if I never catch up, well, I guess that's a good problem to have, right? So let's move in. We got a lot of these ones. Let's get out of here. We're doing these ones. You guys love it. It's a hot time. Let's go. Peter, Michael, St. Vicious. If you ever want to support the channel, go down below, hit that join button. You get our plays early, including the ladder day, or ladder challenge day 2, whatever. Greg, we got NYC Mafia. We got Josh. We got T-Tone, D&D Landscaping. We got Justin. We got Razor Nova, Logan, Marco, Ryan, the Legend Boy. We got Trevor, Danny, Perusian. Butcher that. Jaden, also I'll probably destroy your name if you have a tough one, so make it easy. Alanin, we got Ezra, we got Matt Daniel. See, look, Matt Daniel, Freddie, Evan, James, Adam. We love to see that. Catherine, Gaming with Dizo, Jake, Jason, Kevin, Mike, Mary, Michael. We got Aaron, Corey, Cam, that big little boy. That doesn't make a lot of sense. Fear runs this. Sam, Ryan, Alexander, Nate, Aaron, Nick, Matt, and Bang Bang. We got Troy, Edgar, Trapdoor, Wildcat, Adam. We got Android, we got Noah, James, AR. We got IDP, Palm Bomber, T. Riley. We got Michael, Theodore, Pitt, Wilson, Madeline. Hopefully I pronounced that right. Kevin, Leon, Coach Bear, Andrew, Jared. We got Big D's, Holy Smokes. We got Polo Norse. We got Smoochie Auto. I butchered that. Bats too good for you. We got Ray, REI, Zachary, Reese, Henry, Dylan, Ethan, Jace, Jackson, Jake, Hunter, Johnny, Kyle, David. We got Shane, SD619, J5, Matt, Chris, Sam, Yomi, Amy, Mike, butchered Yomi, I'm so sorry. Amy, Mike, Robin, DK, Sean, JJ, Isaac. Hopefully that's right. Soul, Jesse, the FPS Mafia. We got Bart, William, Mike, Ryan, Isaac, Carl, Tyler. We got Haley, Brandon again. If your name's Brandon, you better become an all-star. I'm looking at you, Brandon. Go become an all-star. Hit that join button. We got Mr. All-American, Ryan, Avery, Michael, Ulysses, Kevin, Antonio, Eric, Nostradamus. Yesterday I told Dylan to become an all-star, and he said he felt peer pressured, so he became one. That's what we like to see. Mr. Pig, Sam, Josh, if your name's Josh, go become an all-star. Chris, Eddie, Curtis, Jordan, Mind, Chris, again, see, Chris is needed to become an all-star too. BPGX, Swerve, we got John, Joel, D-Rose, Baller, Bob, Jason, KTG, KT, Hurricane, Blake, we got Glass Up, Dylan, Scotty, Jimmy, Matthew, BG, PD, Kaysen, Connor, Jim, Heather, Andrew, Douglas, Kalen, Blanco, Chuck FD, Smoke, Ben, John, The Trade House, Jonathan, Dallin, Joshua, Faceholler, oh God, Fiddy, Sergios, Robson, Willie, B, David, Zach, Joe, Robert, Scam, Alert, we got Earl, Kyle, King Kong, I love it, Asa, Tyler, Jordan, Jake, Scott, Dylan, Fat Sushi Man, Lonnie, Colton, Bamba, Yaga TV, Morgan, Flakies, Angry Baird, the Owusu TV, Tyler, Kevin, Tito, Johnny, Police, Mush, Big Poppy, Brockton, we got Emmanuel, Beeson, Sam, Charles, Michael, Olani, James, Cole, W. Barb, we got Abdul, Hunter, and James. You guys are the real MVPs. We're technically all-stars, but you understand what I mean. I'll shout out the next 200 or so tomorrow, and I'll get up to you. If you become an all-star today, I promise I'll get you your shout out. I'm a man of my word. Appreciate you guys so much. Day 2 of the ladder challenge will be coming soon. I'll link it up on the screen once it is live, but you can find it on TikTok, Instagram, and on Twitter, and pretty much anywhere at Colin or Shot. You'll see us there. Let's hit 100K subscribers today. Let's have a great day. See you guys back again tomorrow. Peace out.